Good afternoon. I'm Rhonda Clark.
And I'm Jennifer Bakash. We are here today with Dr. Pol. Welcome and thank you for being here with us today. Could you start out by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so let me first thank you for shortlisting me to be interviewed today. And also let me take a moment to introduce myself. I am Dr. Arindaam Pol. I am from Bombay, the financial capital of India. And I did my med school from St. Petersburg, Russia in 2011. Then I worked hard to get into radiology in India and I graduated in 2020. And since then I've been working as a consultant radiologist at 2 diagnostic centers. And I was never into medicine before. I was born engineer and always wanted to become an astrophysicist. But since if you're born in a family full of doctors in India, your fate is sealed. So that's how I got into medicine. But everything changed the day I got into radiology department. And since that day, I thought that if I want to do something in medicine, and that's radiology, because I was surrounded with machines and I love being surrounded with machines. And thanks to that day, I'm with you guys.
Oh, I love that.
Great. So then what are 2 things that you learned during your time here with us at Chicago Telerad?
Actually, there are more than 2. My main goal to join like the teleradiology program was just to learn the US method of how the radiology system works in US, because here what we are taught is like the Western radiologists are much better than us. Like their papers, we need to read their papers, we need to follow their guidelines and everything. And I was more curious, like I've been curious since my childhood. So I wanted to see like what different is it from India, and actually to gain experience, like how the radiologists approach the cases in that part of the world as compared to what we do here, and how the doctor thinks, how they approach the case, how they come to the diagnosis, how they give the differentials. So my main role was just to learn and observe these things more than getting LORs, or more than getting making my way easier to get into a US medical system. My major role was just to learn and approach and observe whatever I could. So the main thing what I learned was management. Like managing 5 screens at one time is difficult even here, but I was amazed to see how Dr. Sammy and Dr. Linder, how they were managing cases from system to system, from workstation to workstation, and how quickly they were able to come to diagnosis, how quickly they were giving diagnosis, picking out findings, and how they were managing everything. So that was a great learning curvature for me, and it helped me a lot, because currently when I joined teleradiology, it helped me a lot. Like I was solving cases quickly, like in a matter of minutes. And though I made mistakes in missing the findings and everything, but it helped me a lot. And as a student, we always learn throughout the life. So irrespective of how many mistakes you make, it helped me to learn a lot. Second thing was like how immensely talented Dr. Sammy and Dr. Linder, and especially you guys were. You guys made sure that we joined the program hassle-free in terms of technical systems or anything. It was a smooth. You assured that it was a smooth process. We never had any issues. Also, Dr. Sammy and Dr. Linder never failed to answer our questions. No matter how much doubt we asked, no matter how much dumb questions we asked, they always made sure that we learn. Like I remember one instance when I asked her that why this is a hemorrhage, the spinal hemorrhage, vertebral hemorrhage, and not edema. And in fact, he counter questioned me and he forced me to think. And actually that helped me, like, because after that I opened all my books and I went through it, and it helped me a lot. And that's how, and I was amazed by the process, because here if you ask someone question, they will just answer and then they will walk off. But what Dr. Sammy used to do is to counter question us, so that he used to force us to open the books, he used to force us to think, and to learn, to self teach us. That was a great experience.
No, I love that. Yeah, and I remember when he would counter question and say, well, why would it be that? Why would it be this? So I definitely remember that. So that kind of brings me to a little bit of my next question is, you spoke a little bit about Dr. Sammy and Dr. Linder, and I just wanted to ask you, how was your experience working with Dr. Sammy, Dr. Linder, and the whole team at Chicago Telerad?
So it was a great experience knowing that Dr. Sammy is is such a famous personality in US in the field of radiology, and to work with him to gain experience and to learn more things from him was a wonderful experience, wonderful experience. And as the demographic is concerned, there were cases that we have never seen or we don't see that often. Like I don't think so. There was a day when we have not given diverticulosis or diverticulitis. It was not a single day. Well, here I, in throughout my radiology residency and my career, I've just seen 10 to 12 cases. We don't see those cases quite often.
That's
So in
incredible.
that way, I got to learn so many cases. Well, personally, I'm not that good with MSK and abdomen imaging, but with you guys, I learned it helped me a lot. Now I can confidently report, abdominal thing, abdominal cases and everything. It was quite a good experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So how did you find the convenience of the virtual teleradiology experience?
Well, if you ask the radiologist that question, the answer is completely different, because most of the students who go through med school or those who have never encountered radiology before, they don't understand that our field is based on the virtual world itself. So what we do is we sit on the computer the whole time. The images are transferred to our computer virtually. So no matter if you do teleradiology or in-house radiology, we are going to get to see those cases no matter what. The cases will be displayed on the computer irrespective of wherever you are. So it doesn't matter whether it is teleradiology or in-house radiology. The experience was top notch, and the learning, be it on radiology or in-house, is just the same. Irrespective of whatever it is, in the end, you have to open your books and you have to go through the cases and you have to teach yourself. So it was a great experience.
It's awesome. So I guess that kind of brings me into our next question. And I have a feeling how you might rate it, but on a scale of 1 to 10, if you could rate this experience.
It's actually a very difficult question, because how can you rate something that is phenomenal? In terms of knowledge wise, obviously 10 out of 10. In terms of the amount of money involved, I don't think so anyone would doubt it, because how can you put a price tag on education? Because education is never cheap or expensive. It's never good or bad. It depends on how much you involve yourself into learning. It depends on how much you what you learn, how much you learn, what you take from it. It's all depend on yourself. So it doesn't matter whichever field you join, whichever company you join, you have to be focused in yourself. You have to make sure how much you can extract from it, how much it can benefit you. So it all depends on you. And it was great. It was a great experience, because I've been working here with few radiology company, and I know how the system works here. But with you guys, it was phenomenal. Especially it was my first time knowing the US clinical system, how the system works there. It was a great experience to know that. We should something some elements were there. If we could have incorporated some elements from the Western world into Indian terms, into Indian system, the system would have been much better.
It's great to hear. So you kind of touched on it.
I will definitely rate 10 out of 10. No matter. No doubt.
No question.
No doubt. In fact, I want to work as a scribe, as I discussed with Rhonda before. It's just that I want to do in-house. So I'm just waiting for the travel restrictions to get uplifted. And when I'm there, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to Chicago and work as a scribe.
I know, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we would definitely have you, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So you kind of touched on it, but was the value of the externship versus the price that you paid?
Great. In fact, great. More than what I paid for. Great.
So any of your friends or colleagues in the field of radiology in India or wherever in the world, if they're considering doing an extern at Chicago Telerad, what would you say to them?
Sure, I've already recommended to few of my juniors who want to pursue their career in US. So I've already forwarded the numbers, but everyone has their own perspective. Some of them want to do it in-house, some want to do it virtually. Sooner or later they will join you. But I've made sure that I've spread the word everywhere because I totally loved it. And there was a time when I was just used to speak about how much I learned from Chicago Telerad. So even the
Oh,
consultants where I work, they know now they know like there's something called Chicago Teleradiology exists.
oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So I want to take this opportunity to say congratulations on some great news that you just found out today. And if you just want to share a little bit about that with us.
Oh, great. I had many disappointments before because I've been trying to submit my manuscripts to a lot of scientific exhibitions and everything, and they always used to get rejected for some reason. But I'm very happy that at least one of my paper got selected. I can present it orally, and that will help me boost my confidence, also help me boost my CV
Yeah, that's
for
wonderful.
my residency.
Yeah.
journey.
That was absolutely
Yeah.
great news to hear about that today. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best as
Thank you.
your career continues to keep budding
Mhm.
and when you come to the US and get to join us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for taking the
You're
time to
very
be here
welcome.
with us today.
Thank you. You're welcome.